Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? We are back, and it's Monday. It's a new episode of Online Marketing Moves, the best podcast in 1, 2, 3 galaxies. Ladies and gentlemen, come on in. Today, we are going to discuss living off reputation and why you should not live off your past success. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have ever watched any kind of sports talk show, anything, it doesn't even have to be about sports. It could be about anything. It could be all walks of life. But talk about sports because yesterday I watched the home team, the Atlanta Falcons, almost give a game away, but it got me to thinking about the past. And in the past, the Falcons had a great offense. And I thought to myself, I said, "Oh, the Falcons, they got a great offense." And I was like, "Wait a minute, how do I know if they have a good offense or not?" I haven't really been studying the Falcons this year. I watched a couple games, when I'm with my daughter, and I'm just going off the past. I'm just going off what I know they used to have, and it got me to think about that kind of stuff. And you look at sports teams, and a lot of sports teams, it takes let's say, okay, I'll give you an example. The Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs, they got the quarterback Patrick Mahomes, and in the last 2 to 3 years, their offense has ramped up. They have done some amazing things, but now the offense is struggling. But people still equate to their past success about them being a great offensive team. But this year, you can't say that they are a great offensive team, but people will say, "I don't know what's wrong with this great offensive Kansas City team," and it's like, no, they were a great offensive team. Now they're struggling. They're middle of the road. They're basically a middle of the road team this year. But people are still going to say they're great. They're high flying. They just need this. They just need that. No, maybe they're just not that good. Okay, maybe that's it. And a lot of times in sports, people live off their old reputation for at least a good 2 to 3 years. It's sort of like, I remember when the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they won the 2002 Super Bowl, I believe. And Tampa Bay, they had a great defense. And I remember the next year very vividly. I don't know why. I remember one set, they was doing the interview. They was like about 5-5, Tampa Bay was. They were 5-5. They were an average team. And they kept asking Warren Sapp, the leader of the Tampa Bay team, leader of the team at the time. They kept asking him, he said, "We just got to flip a switch. We just got to flip a switch." And it's like, bro, it's like you won one championship. You had a great defense. Yeah, you've been known for a great defense in the past, but yet you're giving up 40 points here, 40 points there, and basically that was the start of the erosion of Tampa Bay for a few years, and it's the same as a lot of teams. The Detroit Pistons, I remember they won a championship in 2004. They lived off that reputation for a good 3 or 4 years, and finally it just sort of fizzled out. They kept saying, "Oh, Detroit, all they need is one key player. They'll be back. They'll be back." It's like, what you've done in the past is great and everything, and pat yourself on the back, congratulations. But we live in the present. Nothing better. It's not. You can't see the future. You can't live in the past. You have to be in the present moment. And if you're not hitting on all strides right now, then what you've done in the past is no good, I remember one day I was struggling in the truck, and I was sucking. And I was having a bad day. And I remember I was like, I never had this problem in a long time. And it's like, nobody cares about what happened yesterday. Today you look like a rookie driver, okay? And that's that. It's not about what you've done. Don't tell me what you did 2 weeks ago. Tell me what you're doing right now. And if you're having a bad game, then right now you're not a good team. It's just how it is, you know. You go back, you practice, you get better, but right now you're not a good team. And we live off these, especially like sports talk radio. They'll talk about a team, what they done. Like if they won a Super Bowl, they give them at least 2 years, and they keep saying, "Oh, I don't know what's going on with this team. They gotta turn around," you know. That's one thing I like about watching the Premier League. You know, if a team's not good, they just say, "Hey, right now they're just not good. It's not there." They don't go back on the past. They don't, you know, really hang on to, you know, hey, this team in 2019 or whatever, they done this, they done that, you know. None of that. It's sort of, hey, right now they suck, okay? And in American sports, it's sort of like people can live off the past for a while. It's sort of like a great NBA player, you know. The player was great 3 years ago. Right now they on the decline. They'll go, oh no, they're great or whatever, you know. Blah 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 blah. And it's just crazy like that. But you don't want to live off, you know, if you did, it's like you'll see these people, they like, oh, I made $1 million in 2014 for marketing, you know. And it's like, you made $1 million in 2014. That was a long time ago. What have you done in 2021? You know, a lot of things have changed in 2021 since 2014. You know what I mean? And so, when it comes to that, you want to be careful about you being that sort of way. You want to be careful about learning from people that have done something great 20 years ago. You just want to watch out for all that kind of stuff. You know, you don't want to live in the past. You don't want to live off your reputation. You know, because it's past tense, and you want to be in the future. You know, you want to be in the present. You don't want to live in the future. You don't want to hang out in the past. What are you doing great right this moment? It's what are you doing great right now? That's the question. So, reputation is sort of like a lawyer, you know. You have a great lawyer. Like, oh, this guy's the great lawyer, you know. When's the last time you won a case? When's the last time you tried a case? If it's been more than, you know, a year, 2, 3, 4 years, you're just living off reputation at this point, you know what I mean? And so, you don't want to do that. But ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be it for the podcast. Don't live off your old reputation, you know. Keep getting better. Keep striving. Keep doing the things that you are doing to make yourself great. Everything else will fall into place. All right? So, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, I wish you could see this. I wish you could see this, folks. It's pretty amazing how the technology has grown when it comes to some of this stuff. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, don't live in the past and don't worry about the future. You can only control the present. And don't live off your old reputation. Because frankly, what have you done for me lately is a tried and true statement. So ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the podcast today. We will be back tomorrow with an all new episode of Online Marketing Moves. But until then, my name is Tony Rizzano. Thank you for listening. Of course. And as always, everybody, peace.